Hello and welcome to another episode of To Be A Boro Fan. Today I have with me Ian. Ian, welcome to Be A Boro Fan.
Thank you very much, Tony. Nice to be on here.
Right, Ian, first question. Why are you a Boro fan?
Well, it all goes back to, I think it was 1969. At that time, my favourite player was Alan Sniffer Clark, and he played for Leicester. And we had a home game on the Tuesday night, and I begged my father to take me to see him. Unbeknown to me, like, he'd been sold a couple of weeks before, just to previous to that, to Leeds United. So when I got there, I was sat there waiting for him to come on, but the lights lit up and everything else, and I got the taste of it, and it's been there ever since.
It's funny, back then, we all had favourite players for other teams, didn't we?
We did, yeah. Well, my favourite player was possibly, Peter Lorimer. He'd smack a ball. We used to love watching him. Match of the day and stuff like that.
George Best got me hooked, and then obviously you go to the Alderson Park, then you get hooked on your Boro legends. Yeah,
you certainly do. We've had plenty over the years. I mean, my favourite was Willie Madron.
Right, we'll get to that now.
Okay, yeah.
Ian, who's your favourite Boro player of all time?
Willie Madron, without a shadow of a doubt. Probably one of the best centre-backs in the country. Great player. The only thing that let him down probably was his passing. Maybe he's not as good as probably Kevin Beattie, who at that time I think he took the England place rather than Willie did, but he was a great player nonetheless.
Like him and Bourne complemented each other so well, didn't they?
A bit like Pallister and Mowbray, and it'd be hard to call which was the better partnership. I think out of them two partnerships, I wouldn't like to call that one. Right,
Ian, what's your all-time favourite Boro game?
Well, there's a few, but the one I can't stop thinking about was when we got Ravanelli. And he, on his debut against Liverpool, and he smacked the hat-trick in. It just sent shivers up my spine. I was at the big nights, like in the European stuff and that, but that game there, it just made me feel really, really good to be a Boro fan.
It was like our second season in the Premier League with Robbo, and like you say, we'd already got Janino the previous year, and then we seen the likes of Ravanelli coming and Emerson. And the excitement and the build-up of that Liverpool game was unreal, wasn't it? Yeah.
Well, I always remember when we bought him, I was reading Gazzetta dello Sport, and the headline in Gazzetta dello Sport was Middlesbrough Football Club have purchased a Ferrari, but they haven't got a garage to put it in. And they're right. Yeah. Because he wasn't used to playing with players that weren't as good as what he was used to playing against. Obviously, he had loads of setbacks with Cox, Vickers, people like that, players like that. And it caused a lot of friction in the dressing room. It's well documented now. But he was still a good player, like.
He still wants to come back, I believe.
He still does, yeah. He wants to manage the club now, doesn't he? Yeah. I hope he takes all the furniture back he stole off Gibson.
And the radiators.
And the radiator, yeah. So he probably might get a shift back here if he's lucky enough.
Right, Ian. What's your all-time favourite away day as a Boro fan?
It's got to be the Zenith Data Cup final, because it was the first time we'd ever been to Wembley. And it brings back memories like with me queuing overnight for the tickets and the actual semi-final, what we played against Villa. I can always remember it. We were watching it, and there was a 30-year-old bloke sitting on the wall waiting for the whistle to go, for the final whistle. And a copper come along and said to him, "Excuse me, son, get off that wall." And the reply was, "Son, I'm fucking 30-year-old. And the same bloke who was 30-year-old when the whistle went ran on the pitch. So I think the copper had a right to ask him that, like. But it was funny, that. It was good. But that was my best away day.
The build-up to that game, Ian, in the town, our first ever trip to Wembley, you couldn't, people were trying to book coaches and hire coaches. I think after the day, there was none available. No,
I went there in a car, and the driver, dear me, we went down the M1, and we hit the traffic, and some Leicester fans were like surrounding us. And we had the windows opening, so they were coming up with bags of paper and just emptying them in the car, just having a bit of crack like that. And on the way back, the same driver, I can't think what time the game finished, but I might be lying. I think we got back to Middlesbrough well under 3 hours. Yeah. People didn't believe I'd been to Wembley when I went in the pub. "You've never been to Wembley?" So I had to show them the programme. And I had a big cut on my eye where, when they're waving the flags? Yeah. Like a whiplash thing on my eye. So, "Look at that there." I said, I was in a fight with 4 blokes.
Right, hey, what's your all-time favourite Boro strip?
Well, I like the one from '77, I think it was. And it was the Adidas one. Obviously with a white band across. I just think it was a fantastic top. And that's that's the one for me.
They looked a bit special back then, because you had the long sleeves, didn't you? And you
did.
felt when you were buying it, you were buying a footy top.
Yeah, you did. Well, to be honest with you, in them days, not many people had a replica strip. It was you didn't really see them much. No. And I think that's why they were so much money nowadays, because there wasn't that many of them about.
On about strips and that, you never seen kids in Middlesbrough with Boro strips on until we got the likes of Brian Robson, and then he transformed it.
I can remember reading an article in one of the sports papers after Robbo had been here about a year or so, and they'd driven to Middlesbrough, or through Middlesbrough, and they were making like opinions of, I've never seen so many kids wearing the home colours. And that was what he brought to this club, Brian Robson, and this club's got a lot to thank him for. Hell of a lot.
Right, Ian, what's your saddest moment as a Boro fan?
Alistair Brownlee's death. That's all I can say. Simple as that.
Right, Ian?
Yep.
This can be happened anywhere. What's your funniest moment as a Boro fan?
Funniest moment as a Boro fan is probably being a Boro fan, because it's funny. Who knows what's going to be? You've got to sit back and think of the things you've done and the places you've been and thought, what the fuck was I doing there? And just laugh about it. So that's my funniest moment, if it makes any sense.
No. Right, Ian. What's your all-time favourite Boro goal?
John Henry, Millwall, 1990. The genius, wizard, whatever you want to call him. Fantastic player. I took my daughter to that game. She was only 10. And we were sat in the, what was it? Was it the West Stand up there? And we were sat there looking down, and she just fell in love with John Henry straight away. And then when he scored that goal, that was it. She, obviously, to this day, she still loves him. But that was it. That's the best goal I've ever seen, live.
He just got the ball and no one else was getting it.
Off him, and he just waltzed through them, and he got near the box. He went to the left, then he went right, left, and then he just smacked it, and it was in, and the crowd went berserk, including me and my daughter.
Right, Ian. Out of all the 92 teams in the Football League, which team do you like the Boro to beat the most?
Leeds United. Hate them. Simple as that.
Anything else on that?
No, just... It's funny because Don Revy, when I was a kid there, we used to have live on Roworth Road when I was a kid, and one of the lads' mothers was his cousin, Don Revy, but we didn't believe him at the time because we didn't believe that Don Revy was from Middlesbrough. Nobody ever mentioned it on the TV. Oh, he's Don Revy from Middlesbrough. Same as Cloughie. So we didn't believe it, but obviously he's a Boro lad, but it's just Leeds. I don't like them. There's other stories to go with that, but I don't want to incriminate myself.
And finally, Ian, what makes our club special?
Steve Gibson, 100%. I mean, from the dark days of Charlie Irma, I'm not going to mention any of the chairmen because I think it might be a bit unfair, but Steve Gibson brought us out the doldrums. I mean, you look at the stadium he got us and stuff like that, and God bless him. We
grew so quick under Gibson, didn't we? With a chew in '86, and less than 10 years later to move in a brand new stadium.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I used to go to the stadium every day and watch it getting built bit by bit, and it was fantastic. I couldn't believe it. And obviously, when it opened, fantastic, brilliant.
Ian,
thank you very much.
Thanks for coming on to Be A Boro Fan.